Hey guys, welcome to Wine Dan, the podcast where we talk wine and everything that goes with it. Today we are talking about dance and pairing it with wine. We have Gisella Schultz here from Arthur Mary. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much. Should we just get right into drinking? I feel like it's about that time,
Might
right?
as well.
I mean, it's called wine and, right?
These are some sexy glasses.
They're sexy glasses. So they are called Burgundy stems or Burgundy glasses, used for Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, which is what we are drinking today. Or we're drinking. I don't know about Moani, if it's time for her to be cut off. I'm just joking.
I am doing quite fine.
You are doing amazing.
I will take
doing
that
great,
as
sweetie.
you care for me.
So I've decided today to pour Hartford Court's Fog Dance Vineyard Pinot Noir from Russian River Valley. We were talking about Sonoma and how we love visiting there in a previous episode. And yeah, some of my best memories of wine country from Sonoma and kayaking on Russian River. Fog Dance Vineyard, I know it's like a stretch, right? We're talking about wine and dance, but it really is. It's named after, like, it's a very big deal for Sonoma. So Russian River Valley, there's this thing called American viticultural areas, which like basically set geography and rules using distinguishing features of like what makes this place special. And Russian River Valley, it's written into law that like it needs to be an area that's been like heavily influenced by fog. So fog dance is like named for the dance of the fog. So every night the fog rolls in and every morning it dissipates. Like, okay, boring, right? Like what does that have to do with wine? It has a lot to do with wine. So there's this thing called diurnal shift, which is essentially like the temperature difference from how hot it gets to how cold it gets. And in Russian River Valley, that fog, that dancing of the fog that comes in at night and rolls in the morning, sometimes afternoon, like that contributes to a really high diurnal shift. So you'll see like 40-degree differences in temperatures in Russian River Valley. What that does is extend the growing season. It like makes the grapes riper, but also more acidic. It's like, it's a really great place to visit, but it's really pretty. It's actually scary to drive out there when the fog's in, but.
I bet. Wow.
Okay, well, let's cheers.
Let's cheers to that.
Everything dances. Cheers.
It's actually really scary to drive. Like I get car sick, so I'm always like the sober driver in our wine trips. And like I
That
try.
doesn't sound like fun.
It's not fun at all. I'm like the semi-sober driver. Let's call it what it is. But like driving in the fog in Sonoma, it's crazy. So like you have to wait till it dissipates from. I grew up in Hawaii. We don't have like bad weather to drive in, but yeah.
I actually don't mind this.
I really like
Oh
it.
my
Really
God.
like
I
It's
picked
nice.
something that
I like
Moani
the
actually
smell. It
likes.
smells really good.
Thank you for
I like the
validating
smell
me.
and the taste. Well, it's just for me, I'm just not a big red wine drinker, and you missed it. But in a previous, I know, I heard his feelers. He has a lot of feelers.
Not my feelings. I didn't make the wines. Sparky on
But
the
I
other
still
hand.
heard his feelers because he picked it. I just didn't care for it. I couldn't. I mean, I kind of made a face and I felt so bad after, but I just could never really get into red wines. I don't know, as much as I tried. So I don't mind, but I don't mind this. This is okay. I can live with it.
My life is complete.
I
Hartford
would
Court
love
is,
you.
it's awesome. Like, yeah, so Don Hartford gets written up ad nauseum. He's the darling of Sonoma Coast for sure, Sonoma County. Actually, he's visited Hawaii too, so it's nice to like support family-owned things, like, support cool people, and it's really good that they actually make good juice. It's easy to support them. So. Hope
Is
you do
it
like
one
it.
of the only places that has the fog like that?
Yeah, well, it's a distinguishing factor of Rushing River for sure, for sure. Yeah, to get really geeky, there's like 2 ways, as if I wasn't geeky enough.
You said it.
There's 2 ways to distinguish ripeness in grapes. There's sugar, which is super important for alcohol, right? Like you need sugar for alcohol. But then there's like the grape physiological maturity, they call it. So like how ripe are the stems? How ripe is the skin? How ripe is the seed? And if you have unripe physiological mature grapes, like if the seed's not ripe or the whatever skin's not ripe, then no matter how high the sugar is, you're not gonna get good wine. So that diurnal shift, that like really big difference between nighttime and daytime, it extends it and it like allows the grape to catch up to the sugar.
Oh, wow.
Right? Wine and, well, you learn a little bit.
I never knew.
About wine.
Well, I mean, you did mention a little bit about family. So you not recently, but you moved here in 2009.
At the end of 2009.
All right,
Yeah.
and it's you, your husband, and you have 2 children.
We do. So when we moved here, it was just my husband and I. We weren't married yet. We moved here with 2 suitcases and a dog. And we moved here to take over the Arthur Murray studio. And we lived in Waikiki. We walked to work. 2 years later, we had our beautiful little isla, which means island in Spanish. And then 2 years after that, we had Luna. And I love living here. We're not going anywhere. This is we've set roots, and this is where we're going to be for forever.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to take a break, but we'll get back into that when we come back. See you guys in a few.
All right, we're here with Gisella Schultz. Thank you so much for being here. So the last time we left off on you moving here and kind of taking over Arthur Murray. So can you tell us a little bit about that? And was there a culture shock?
For me, it wasn't too much of a culture shock. I'm from Panama, and Hawaii has always reminded me a lot of where I grew up, because everybody's auntie and uncle, and it can be like your mom's best friend from middle school, and you call her auntie. That's just the way it works. So when we moved here, and maybe like a year into it, I was like, you know what, I want to be here. This is where we're going to be. This is where we're going to raise our kids here, and it's going to be awesome, and it has been.
Oh, I love that.
That's so sweet. And so your kids, you said that they're insane or what was
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I was like, okay, what?
They're clinically insane.
But that was referring to their dancing.
Yes.
Okay.
And just like the opportunities that they have here, because even though like I grew up in Panama, like I never learned how to surf, and that was one of the things that we really wanted our girls to learn. So we have 2, Isla, who just turned 9, and Luna, who's 6, about to be 7. And so they've learned how to surf. I've taught them how to dance ballroom and Latin dancing, but then they take ballet and hula, of course, and it's been really wonderful being able to create all of these opportunities for them in such a safe environment.
Awesome.
Do they take all of that style of dancing at Arthur Murray, or is there one thing that Arthur Murray specializes in? Or?
So Arthur Murray, we specialize in ballroom and Latin dancing. So anything that requires a partner to dance with. So you have the more traditional dances like waltz, tango, foxtrot, Viennese waltz, quick step, all of those that like really travel and move around the room. And then you have the more Latin and rhythm dances like salsa, bachata, merengue, cha-cha, rumba swing, bolero mambo, all of those that, I know, the list can just go on and on and on. And I heard you're a dancer.
Oh yeah, well Moani is as well. So this is why we're so excited to have you, because we love dancing. I mean, I've lived in Florida for a number of years, and I fell in love with bachata, merengue, salsa, all of that stuff. And here in Hawaii, we are not really exposed to that. I think that a lot of people, they don't really know what it is to go out and go dancing. So now I think, hopefully when this pandemic is over, people start to go back and get to experience that. So it's nice to have studios like yours.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that I wish for people that were born and raised here, and say, for example, dancing or just even other career opportunities. We're so limited here, and I'm not saying that we don't have that spark and that talent and ways to nurture it here. But when you go elsewhere, oh my gosh, the possibilities are there's endless.
So what do you think about skanking though? Like, that's a dance.
You want to show us?
We don't teach that.
Yeah.
Wrong kind of substance.
Yeah, wrong. Woo, we just went.
How has the pandemic kind of shifted things, and how are you guys kind of pivoting?
It's been really interesting for us because like we teach social dancing, and the whole thing is like now social distancing. And so we're trying to spin it a little bit where it's like not social distancing, but more physical distancing. And in the studio, like we have a fairly large studio, so we are able to keep everybody separate. right? And I'm currently working on getting all of our instructors vaccinated, so that way everybody feels more comfortable coming in. But we've definitely been following all of the guidelines, the CDC guidelines, the state guidelines, everything. And even we've even gone so far as if somebody is really uncomfortable coming in with anybody else in the building, like we'll block out the entire hour just for them. And they can come in by themselves or with their significant other, and it's just them and the instructor and nobody else.
Oh, wow.
So, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we have to keep dance alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people are in their houses, like looking for some kind of creative outlet or something new and dances. Do you guys do like Zooms or like?
We do.
Online?
We do virtual dance lessons. We'll have virtual trainings. We just had a virtual showcase, which was with the entire West Coast Arthur Murray, and that was really fun too.
Nice. Well, we're gonna get back. We're gonna listen to you more right after this break.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with Gisella Schultz from Arthur Murray. So, I mean, we've been talking, there's been a lot that we've been talking about. We're talking about your family, your move, virtual, the studio. I mean, what would we expect?
I feel like I'm the only non-dancer
Yeah,
here.
so,
I really do, like,
okay, thank you. You can ask, yep.
Everybody
How
dances,
we-
Chris,
yeah.
right? Don't you think it's in everyone or maybe not?
Yeah, is there some like people that are absolutely beyond help? Like I mean, asking for a friend.
I've never found anyone, not a single person that has walked into our studio that we have not been able to teach how to dance, right? And so, okay, so let me ask you this. If you're in the car and you're listening to music, can you like tap the steering wheel and we'll see there, then you have rhythm. You just don't know where to move your feet yet.
I like
That's
that.
a nice way.
You know, he
Are
might be
you
getting married
coordinated?
soon.
Sort of. Sort of. I mean, I like music. I play music terribly, but I play it. I like
We'll see, and
I'm
then
half Filipino. I like to do these things. I'm not good at it.
But then you can hear the beats and the music, and that is actually one of the most difficult things to teach someone is to how to find the beats. So if somebody can already do that, then you're miles ahead of the game.
What would a typical first session be for some let's say if I wanted to bring my girlfriend in, what would a typical first session look like?
So for the first lesson, so everything we do is personalized to whoever we have in front of us.
Like
and
2 left feet.
we can
Like
fix
this way.
that. That's
Cool.
piece
Okay.
of cake.
Cool.
And so if you already know the dances that you want to learn, then we'll definitely show you those. If you're not sure, then we'll show you like a buffet of different dances. That way you can start to see like what is out there. Like, yes, I like this. Yes, I like this. Oh, I don't ever want to do that. Don't show me that again. And then from there, we build personalized packages to fit what it is that whoever, whatever they want to do.
You said buffet and I immediately zoned out, sorry. Yeah. No, I swear, so you're accepting new clients?
We are.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Bring your
No, I-
girlfriend so that, when the wedding comes around,
hey.
you guys are ready.
Hey.
Well, weddings are our favorite.
Oh, mine too.
No, but teaching people, teaching an engaged couple their first dance, that's one of the most special moments, because that is it's the only thing that is truly unique for that entire wedding. Because the flowers, somebody else, maybe they had the same combination of the same flowers and the cake design and all of that stuff, but that first dance, that's only, those 2 people, and that can never be recreated anywhere else. And so that really is one of our absolutely most favorite things to do.
Wow.
Just saying.
I am sold. I am sold. Can we incorporate some form of a skank though in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If that's what you want, we can incorporate anything.
So do you have a favorite wine that you like or preference?
I'm a big fan of Prosecco. I love sparkling wine. This is really good, and I'm not typically a fan of red wine. But my husband and I joke about how we don't discriminate against any kind of wine. We'll try it and see how it goes.
You're like, oh, send it our way.
Exactly.
Oh, is that free? Oh, perfect. We'll drink it.
That's like asking somebody like what their favorite sort of dance is, though, right? Like, isn't that such a hard question to answer? Or do you have a favorite dance?
I do not. If you ask a dance instructor, they'll ask me today. Like today, my favorite dance completely depends on like the music I was listening to, and like right now it's bolero. Bolero is my favorite dance today. But if you had asked me yesterday, I would have said cha-cha. And if you'd asked me the day before, it probably would have been foxtrot. So it definitely changes.
That's the same thing with wine. Really, that's why you need like a big cellar, right? Or like a lot of dances,
Yeah,
I think.
I agree.
So do you always have music going on at home, or?
We do. So with my kids and I, we'll have dance parties in the car as I'm taking them to school. And it's really funny because now with the pandemic, they have to take the temperature when they get out, and like we'll have music blasting, and it's like the principal of the elementary school coming out to take the temperature, and she just kind of looks at me, and I'm like, hi.
I'm their mom.
Yeah. But hopefully by now they're used to me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, we're going to have to hold off. We have to actually shoot it over to Tevis for the cocktail of the week. We'll see you when we get back.
Mahalo, guys. Welcome back to this week's cocktail. Following the theme of this week's episode, we're going to go ahead and make a tequila cocktail. Takes 2 to mango. First thing we want to do is going to add a little bit of your favorite barrel-aged reposado tequila. For me, I'm going to go 2 ounces. You go 1.5. I like to go a little heavier. Next thing you want to add, get a little bit of lime juice. Basically, this drink is going to be a riff on a paloma, which is pretty popular Mexican cocktail, kind of like a grapefruit margarita, if you will. So we got a 3/4 ounce of lime juice. Right here, we got some Liquid Alchemist tamarind syrup, a little 1/2 ounce here. And one thing that's going to tie this all together, give it a little bit of kick, we have a habanero shrub here. Look, even my jigger likes to dance. All right, habanero shrub, 1 dropper full should be just right. Bring a little bit of heat to that. Kind of shake it up a little bit. So on the glass, I've already rimmed it with a little bit of salt and tahini. Just kind of bridge some flavors together. May have heard me say this before. Big believer of what grows together goes together. So we got tequila, some Mexican mango soda we're gonna top that with. Everything should work out just right, so let's go for it. So it's mango jarritos, Mexican soda basically. Give it some effervescence, brighten it up, give it a nice bright orange color too. What we're gonna garnish this with, very simple, just a lime wheel, a little bit of salted tahini on top. Right here, takes 2 to mango. Cheers.
Welcome back to Wine and Dance. All right, Gisella. So my question for you is like, why do you think dance is so important and so vital?
Dancing, it's one of the only activities that forces you to use your body as well as your brain. And so there have been multiple studies, and Arthur Murray as a whole, as a company, we've partnered with the Alzheimer's Association, and they've started sending people our way to help slow the I don't have the right word, but like the how Alzheimer's can advance in their brain. And so that's been a really fulfilling thing for us to be able to do. It also, like any kind of activity, especially dancing, will release endorphins, and just it makes you happy, it makes you excited, and especially with couples that maybe you're struggling to create some kind of connection, dancing is one of the quickest ways to really, especially if neither one of them has danced before, then they're both learning something new at the same time, and just being able to create that kind of connection. You know, it's one of the only activities that allows two people to do that together and touching. And so, yeah, obviously I'm biased, but it really is just such a great activity for all of those things.
Yeah, I actually have a story to share. I love that you brought up the Alzheimer's Association, because my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and it was really funny just to watch her when the music came on, because she was a hula dancer back in the 50s. So when a particular song came on that she remembered the motions, she would immediately start to like do the motions. And I was like, someone with Alzheimer's shouldn't be remembering these things from the past, but it like triggered something.
Yep.
And it's magical.
Yeah, you just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
That's a memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does your husband dance?
He does. He will be the first to tell you that he's not a professional dancer, and he will also be the first to tell you that he's the custodial assistant in the studio. Like, that is his official title.
Well, I hope he's watching.
Good job.
You're doing great.
Aww, that's so.
Oh my goodness.
Not a professional, and he's more of a custodian.
And those are his words.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
So Arthur Murray is, I mean, obviously it's a very top-notch school, right? So it's a franchise?
We are a franchise. We've been around for 109 years now, right? Since, what is it? Since 1912, so somebody do the math.
Oh, this is wine and this is not math.
Right, exactly. And I'm a dance teacher. I only go to 8, so God knows what, you know, what number I'm going to come up with. But yeah, so we've been a franchise for a really long time. If we're not the oldest franchise in the U.S., we're pretty close. We're probably number 2. And again, you know, I was a student for a year before I became an instructor, so I'm a big proponent of the way that we do everything. And it's just, and I was a dancer before. And just the way that the company has figured out how to teach people how to dance, we make it so easy.
Gisella, I have to stop you, but is there any way the audience can find you on social media or websites or even locations?
Yeah, so our website is dancinginhawaii.com, and you can find all of the information there. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. If you go to Arthur Murray Hawaii on either one of those. And yeah, like, we would just love to get everybody dancing.
Awesome. Thank
I'm in.
you.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Salute.
And now we're gonna head over to the extended version on YouTube. Woo!
All right, hey guys, welcome to our YouTube extended version of Wine and. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please share our channel with all of your friends, with fellow YouTubers that you may know, and hit the subscribe button. Also, leave a comment for anything that you might want us to know or possible new topics.
What you like, what you hate.
Yeah,
Like,
we want to know.
Let us know.
All right, so how are you liking the wine?
It's really good.
Can you-
I think you got her.
there's like,
You did.
so another like weird wine term that people throw out is like, they say mid-palate a lot.
Oh.
So like there's the attack, there's like what happens up front, and then the finish, right? Like everybody knows the finish, and finish is like how most quality wines are thought of. Like, wow, this is a really long finish, like it lasts really long. There's a lot of things still happening. That's how like quality wines are denoted. But a mid-palate is like something that happens in between those things. So like how the wine flows, does that sound like the movement of wine on your palate?
Are
Is
you
that?
trying to connect this to dance?
I am. I really
We're
am.
always reaching for it.
Flow.
Like, the movement of the wine
But like,
and dance.
so we think about wine in terms of grapes and alcohol and acid and tannin, but there's things that happen, right? It's like dance. It's not just like how you feel. It's like how it makes you feel. So it's sort of like the wine itself. Like, if, I don't know, we do this exercise on describing a movement in the wine. Like, we think of wine in terms of colors or in terms of a song or things that aren't necessarily wine, but I don't know. I think it's important to talk about the movement of wine on the palate.
Yeah, well, it definitely makes you want to dance.
Yeah, do you want to teach us a move?
Yeah, let's.
Especially Chris, because
Can I?
Like, is there any
Yeah,
type
come
of
on,
move that we
first
can do sitting here right now? To
Can we
give
talk
Chris
about
a
alcohol in
warm-up?
dance though? Like, why
Oh,
is it
come
I
on.
can't dance sober? Like, is that?
You know what? That's funny because
Is there like?
but before the pandemic, we would have parties at the studio, right? And so we would mimic what it would be like when you would go out dancing somewhere. So we turn off the fluorescent lights, turn on the cafe lights, and we'd have a disco ball and all this stuff. But we would also have, wine and light poo-poos for everyone to enjoy. And,
That's one way to get me there.
well, yes, perfect. That's how we got a lot of people there. But, wine would just help people relax, and just be like, and not lose their inhibitions, but just
lose their inhibitions.
yeah, just be a little bit more open-minded to to getting out onto the dance floor for sure.
There's like a certain point where it's like the point of no return, though, right? Like,
well, we don't let people get there.
Oh, not you. I'm
At
not
least
saying
in the
you.
studio.
I'm not saying you. But like, there is a point where it stops being a benefit. Alcohol stops being a benefit and becomes like a.
I'm a
right?
firm believer in alcohol makes everyone a better dancer. It may only be in your mind,
Yes.
right? And maybe not everybody else watching it feels the same way, but absolutely makes you a better dancer.
so let's
It just
give
gives
a try.
you more,
Yeah. Just
You know what?
loosen you up.
Do you know rhythms and beats? Can you?
I feel personally attacked right now.
Just try and move your shoulders. Here, we won't even get up. We'll just
Do the wave. Go.
Not enough alcohol in the world. Wait. You were the
Don't
dancers
even
here.
try to like go off topic. Just try and move your shoulders. Come on.
You're the dancers here, right?
I know, but we want
This
you
is
to
so
be a
weird.
dancer too.
This is so weird. I will. I'm gonna go to Arthur Murray. Like seriously.
I
like,
got you covered.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because no, I am 100% going. Like if there was a field trip, like we'll do a wine and field trip, I am absolutely gonna go.
Oh,
and do
that
my
could be
girlfriend.
fun.
Yeah, I promise. I
What are
promise.
your daughter's favorite type of dance?
If you asked Isla, she'd probably say cha-cha. And if you asked Luna, she does this thing. Can I stand up? Is that okay?
Yes, let's do it,
I'm
please.
I'm afraid right now. But she does this
You
thing
need this out of the way?
Oh, watch out the mic.
where it's like she's like,
Oh, it's like a
and
twerk?
she's 6.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny. But that's like
Where did
she's
she
like,
learn that from?
I think
Her mama.
Or it's
no, I think mid pandemic, right? When we were in lockdown and I was like, I gotta move because I do not sit still very well. Like this is hard for me right now. And so I like put on like Amazon Prime and Zumba and I was like, let's do this Zumba video with both of my girls next to me. And like that was one of the moves. And ever since then, like she's just kept doing it.
That is so funny.
Do you have a favorite dance?
I do. Well, actually, I'm like you. Like, it's depending on the day, you know, because I grew up as a hula dancer, but I also transitioned to other types of dance. But I don't know. Like today, it would probably be like salsa. Like I love Latin music.
See, so you can never ask me what my favorite wine is ever. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, what's
It
your
changes
It really
with
does.
the situation and yeah.
How about you, Moani?
I think it depends like what you're like listening to or what you're around, right? Like I grew up a
Pop-up.
hula dancer, then hip hop, jazz, ballet with 24/7 dance force, but also just kind of whether I'm watching a movie that has dancing in it, like the cha-cha, it's like more of a Spanish, type of movie. Anything, I think once you're a dancer or anything that has to do with music,
Yep.
you just gravitate to whatever is playing and it just sets the mood.
Did you grow up dancing too?
I did.
So, if we have like the aha wines, like what was your aha moment for wine? Like what set you on the path? Do you have like a time in your life where you just saw that dance or saw something on TV or on stage and you're like, that's it, that's what I'm gonna do?
I can give you my non-aha moment.
I like that too.
So I grew up in Panama and we did salsa, bachata, merengue, like all of the Latin dances. And like I grew up dancing with my family and my uncles and my cousins. And then when I moved to Seattle to go to college, I go out to like a Latin night and I'm like, oh, okay, this is fun. And I dance salsa with someone and it's great. And then somebody asked me to dance bachata, and all of a sudden bachata is like, he thinks it's like on top of you and you're like this. And I'm used to dancing with my uncles, right? Where it's like, you're like this far away from each other. And I'm gonna say, I don't know what's happening right now. So that's when I realized that dancing in different places is different, right? But you know, one of my biggest draws to ballroom, right? And so the ballroom dances are like waltz, tango, foxtrot, Viennese waltz. And Viennese waltz was one of the dances that I watched before I knew it, and it was just one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, because they're flying around the room, they're moving so fast, and they're wearing these like huge, beautiful dresses, and just the intricacy of the movement, and just being able to move that well together as one, even though it's two separate people, like that, I was sold.
What dance is that?
Viennese waltz.
Is there, we talked about like lowbrow and highbrow and like how one thing is better than the other in certain episodes. Is there a dance that are just like, I mean, you get on me when I mention skanking, but that's all I know how to do. Is there like something that you'll never, like, besides the bachanga, is there something that you'll never do? Is there something that considered like, that's too lowbrow, like it's not ballroom, it's not classic?
Nope, not at all. I'll do the floss for you if you want.
Yes, please. No, you said it.
Dance is dance.
Please.
I think when I think of
Do you
like
know how?
ballroom dancing or like cha-cha or foxtrot, I forgot the name of the movie, but Vanessa Williams is in it. She's a dancer.
Dance with me.
Is
That
it-
was my aha
Yes.
moment.
That was my
What?
aha moment
Yes.
too. I watched it so many times with my mom, but it just
Over and over and over on VHS.
Yep.
Over and
VHS.
over and over, right?
It was that and Grease, and
Oh,
yep, I kept replaying. My dad would be like, "Oh, okay, gotta go." Like he would, he just got sick of it. But Dance with Me, I used to watch that with my mom. She
That's
was a
your aha
ballroom
moment?
dancer. She did, competitions, and it took her through it. And
Your mom?
no,
Oh.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
gotta
like
rent
sitting
it.
here like, what is the name of the
You
movie?
never like watched any dance movies that made you want to like get up and dance?
The one with Demi Moore, Striptease.
Ooh.
Joking.
Wait,
Obviously.
So I've never seen it. Is that like pole dancing and like strippers?
Wait, you've never seen Striptease? Demi Moore? Oh, it's a classic. That's my aha
Have you
moment. I'm
gotten
like,
questions
I
about
like
like,
women.
oh, do you do pole dancing?
I am not gay.
we do get that question.
And what, like, do you guys offer it?
We do not offer it, but we'll offer them an alternative, and we'll just be like, hey, if you're looking to do some cardio or get some rhythm, then we can definitely do that for you. But like having an actual pole, don't have that.
And I don't mean to belittle the profession. It's like, it's an actual profession. I mean,
it's an art.
Yeah, for sure.
It's physical,
For sure.
like that's super fitness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's whole body. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I give them credit. I can't do that.
Oh, you tried?
No, but I've seen it.
Well,
and
you
I'm
haven't
like,
tried. It's funny, we got a poll right. I'm just kidding.
How about you
there's a
drink
pole
that?
here.
It just magically appears.
Whoa.
Like raises and comes down from the ceiling. Yeah.
So you said that, previously, like, you're constantly moving. So besides, having the studio and, that being pretty much all that you do, what is something else that, you could say like, oh, Gisella really loves to do this, or that's another passion of yours?
Another passion would definitely be, my kids take up a lot of my time, and my husband and I made a commitment to offer and create opportunities for them that we didn't have growing up. And just watching them, blossom and grow, and them being able to do everything that we wanted to do when we were little, but we weren't able to do, it really just warms our hearts, for sure.
That's so beautiful.
I think it's just so sweet when you see parents talk about their children, and just like, I don't have any children, but a lot of my, friends and even a couple of my best friends have children, and to see the love and just wanting to give them everything. It just reminds me of my parents. And now, being 31, I appreciate everything and see. Sometimes I didn't.
The
That's
doors
horrible.
that they've opened for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
Auntie
Very
Moani
selfless.
dropping the news though. Auntie
Where's the
Moani.
mic drop? I can take the mic off right now and drop it on the floor. No, I'm kidding.
But that is really cool that you can share your passion of dance with your family. What a better way to bond, right? Than through dance. That's really cool.
What is something that your husband does with them as like a separate bonding? Because you have the dance and the music, so what do they like to do with him?
He'll take them hiking, bike riding, just anything. We're trying to do as many things outside as possible. He's an engineer by trade, so they built robots and all sorts of other things that I don't understand. And I'm just like, let's go color, right? And then they have this robot that like moves around the room. I'm like, I can't do that.
You're like, no, but we can go that way.
Like,
and I'll do
that's
a lot more.
great.
Yeah.
Looks good.
kind of like robotics in this sense. Oh wow, yeah, I can't do that, but I'll watch. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
having
It's been great. You know, I know I was telling you earlier, I'm like, I'll dance in front of anyone, but the whole talking thing, like that's just
Why? You have a lot
makes
to
me
share.
nervous.
And I'm gonna visit you.
I'm glad
gonna
you
visit
had the
when you're
wine.
in
I
the
think
studio,
that
I
helps.
promise.
Okay, well, before we end, teach us a little step.
Okay,
or
yes,
two.
one step.
Just one step. Come on.
Okay, sure.
You got to do it too, Chris.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right.
Oh,
Send you-
uh,
Do
Okay.
what Dre said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I
Do I just hold it?
If the boss says,
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
Hold it.
Okay. I'm gonna hold it.
Okay, how about bachata? Bachata is easy.
Okay.
Is that the one that you're like this though?
Not right now.
Oh, okay, then I'm
We're
over
doing
it.
it by
I'm over
ourselves.
it.
So you're gonna take 3 steps to that direction and then tap.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like hula. Like one. Like
It is.
hula.
Yes, exactly.
I brought my interview pants. I didn't bring my dance pants.
Okay,
Get
3.
You want your dance
ready?
dress.
So you're just gonna move that direction, and you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, tap, and then this way 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2.
The stiffest
3.
person in existence. Oh
That's
yeah.
it.
yeah,
This
bring
is
it
bachata. That's all you need, and then you can add turns and all sorts of crazy arm things. But this is how it starts.
Oh,
High five.
I'm fully going to the
I
studio.
love
I'm
it.
fully going to the studio.
See, look, you had moves.
If my girl's watching, we're going. We're going. Get your dancing shoes, baby.
Honey, you're coming. Let's go.
That's enough for me.
All right,
I just
well,
did the
thank you
electric
so
slide.
much for being a part of our show.
Thank you.
Also, tell all of your friends to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button for Wine Den. Also, follow us on Instagram and leave a comment for anything that you may have for wanting us to talk about or just telling us how you feel.
Thanks
See
so
you
much.
later.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.